Hello? Hey, hey, hey.
That's Albert.
Look at that. It's all Yulene.
Yep. Can you see me? I'm there.
Yep, yep.
Sitting in the
Got your
chair.
chair. Hi there, Bob.
Hi there, Bob.
Hey. I'll get back with you guys soon, hopefully.
He's just making excuses.
Yeah, I'm just making.
Who's making excuses?
Bob.
What?
There's no room for excuses in this world.
I know there isn't any room for excuses.
I think
I
there's
love-
people finishing a what do you call it? A nutrition
Oh, yeah.
class.
I was thinking about doing that breathing one. Uh-oh.
Well, there's another face, Marina. And we got Bev. Let's see, who else? We'll see how many people show up on time. Probably minimal. But I wanted it to be
I'm not hearing
the
anything.
first 15 minutes or so. It's 12 minutes is gonna be a little social for people.
I want to sign off and sign back on because mine's not working quite right.
Okay.
Okay.
I do, but I need to, I need to be able to see myself a little better. The whole body.
Oh, we could see yourself just fine, Bev.
I'm working on it.
No.
Okay.
Just have to arrange
Yeah.
just to see what.
I'm going to try not to get blown away.
Thank you.
Oh
Freezing
gosh,
here.
look at these, some new faces for a minute.
Can I go now?
Got Heather.
Yep.
Wow, good old teacher Heather. We're gonna learn the color inside the lines today, boys and girls.
Huh. Hey, I've taught 5-year-olds how to log into Google.
Well, I can put you to work with half of my crew. Let's see, who else is. Kind of like, just see like an eyeball. Okay, we got Bob. So y'all can talk amongst yourself, you know. The first 12 minutes or so are going to be a little bit of a, I've been told a lot of people want some socialization. So the first 12 minutes will be some socialization and fart jokes. We're going to do fart jokes today because Luke's here. I heard he's got the best of them.
Yeah, socialization sounds a lot like stalling to me.
It's all foreign these days, isn't it? Let's see. I got a bunch more people signing in. There we go. You know, nothing like the last minute.
So we're gonna have a big old barbecue.
We could do a virtual barbecue. Everybody shares what they eat. We have a cooking class starting next Monday again at the noon hour. Our post cycling, we have our chef Santiago, and he's teaching people how to make mango salsa and fish tacos. He's sending out like all the ingredients, so you cook together, then you eat together after.
Oh. I'm talking like once the virus is over, we'll get a big old barbecue here.
There you go.
Hey, Bev.
To be able to leave.
Hey, hi, Bob.
Turn off the.
And while everybody gets let's see. Everybody gets signed in. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. That's the whole goal. And I'm gonna.
I don't know. Go to different.
Is that a new quarantine haircut, Chris?
Well, it might have been a haircut gone awry, but I decided to just run with it. Go with the old 7th grader spike.
Bev, are you next? Should we shave your head next?
Oh, huh? No shaving my head.
Come on, Bev, yours would look good in Mohawk style. I don't, or whatever this is, Euro trash soccer style. Welcome, Kuna. Yeah, we can hear you, Dick.
All right, I've got some more stuff to do here at work, and I'll get back on as soon as I can.
Okie dokie. Be safe out there, Dick.
Thank you. Catch you later.
Catch you later. Let's see. Who else? We have some Arizona. We got some Denver. Denver's in the lead. About to have Puerto Rico signing on. Looks like, and one Illinois on their way. So how are things down in Phoenix, Arizona? I see 2 of the Family Feud squares here.
103, right?
Yes, very hot.
Very hot.
God, that sounds horrible.
I know. Kuna, how hot did it get today, Kuna?
I don't know if it's triple digits yet.
Yeah,
High 90s or triple digits. I'm not sure.
103.
103.
103.
103. Wow, it was a balmy 70, like 9
103
here.
degrees.
Oh,
Wow.
the sun is so bright, it's shining through our house.
All right. Yeah. Skylight.
My great-grandfather was a gold miner outside of Phoenix in Cave Creek. So he was out mining in this stuff without any air conditioning.
Oh, nice.
That was a tough guy.
What's scary is skin cancer in Arizona.
What's that?
What's scary is skin cancer.
Yeah, same in Denver.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
because
got
of the,
some pretty good sun here.
Okay.
you don't have the atmosphere. So we're,
Let's see, who else? Oh, we
They're
have
a lot
Jeff
closer to
Butler.
Sun, Kuna.
Made it. Sorry I'm late.
Jeffy B. No, it's I've changed it. The first 12 to 13 minutes are social, so people can get signed on. A lot of people in this group are still, we'll call them web files. They're trying to figure things out. Hi there, Afton. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
so you guys still practicing on Tempe Lake in Arizona?
Not now.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, we do. We are from Tempe Town Lake.
Okay, yeah, the Arizona Dragon Boat Club came out to Denver probably 12 years ago and ran our races. Real fun group of people. They dragged the boats all the way from Phoenix up to Denver to run the races.
Whoa.
You don't have trailers?
Well, we didn't have the boats back then, so they supplied the boats. We got
Wow.
we got our first 2 champions when you guys got your first 4 champions. That's how we got our first.
Oh.
I'm aging myself really bad. It was way back.
Okay, so Luke,
The only
did you
complaint I
see,
have about
let's see, who else? We got Chris Warehan and Gary Albrecht. Oh my goodness. Got some of the old faces signing back in.
Wow, this is like a Dragon Boat reunion.
It is.
Look at that. We got Chelsea.
There she is.
Oh my goodness. All the faces from the norm.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hello. Hi, Deb. I'm just looking around the whole screen, seeing who's here. Awesome. Hi, Gary. Oh. Hi, Frank. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Chelsea.
So again, I want you all to be able to talk. The first like 13, 14 minutes, the goal was social. No, don't know. I know y'all aren't shy.
Okay, I have a good one. All right. Tell us, if you have one, tell us something like a fun fact that you've learned over the last couple of weeks.
Say that again.
A fun fact that you've learned over the last couple of weeks.
I'm a lot cleaner than I thought I was. I have somebody that's cleaned my house every 3 weeks for the last couple decades, so I don't really have to clean anything. Well, she's been laid off, and it's not tidy actually. I'm not clean. I wouldn't say go that far, but I surprised myself.
That's a good one, Jeff.
I have a magic maid. I just leave stuff in the sink and it's miraculously put in the dishwasher.
Isn't that great? I have the same. My laundry machine does everything on Autumn too. But I wish it's folded itself. But it's great that it all shows up in a pile on my side of the bed. It's cool. Laundry Fairy is amazing.
I'm going to get in trouble for this one.
Hey, Chris, can you just take a second and make me the co-host? I'm sorry. I didn't have enough time between sessions to do it properly.
Let's see. Chelsea. Make co-host. Boom.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. What other fun facts do we have here? We know Jeff's clean.
Jeff is cleaner than he's ever been, which is I know him pretty well, and I say that's a stretch.
You said clean. I said I knew than I would have thought.
Where's Frank? Okay, Frank has to have a fun fact. Come on.
I have zero fun facts. Zero. I have nothing to say. If I did, I would have said something already.
Hey guys, I've been singing live on Facebook on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. So
after this, we're gonna go hear some songs.
that
We're gonna hear some songs after this.
on Thursday, yeah, at 7.
Oh, Thursday. Okay.
But if you're friends, you'll see it come up. And if you're not friends, I'm friends. That's all.
Well, we don't know where to go. Can you tell us where to go?
I don't completely understand it. I go in there and just hit live, Facebook Live, and then hope people show up. It notifies you, your friends, right?
No, I don't get it.
If you follow on Facebook, when he goes live, it'll send you a notification.
So you have to follow that.
But that always doesn't work. I've learned there's some logarithms, and it's not everybody sees it, unfortunately.
Right.
Okay. While we're still waiting on a couple other people. So the goal today, did everybody get my message of what to expect tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get much of a chance to go over it, but I saw it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, just kind of a little brief overview. We are going to, there we go. So today it's April 28th, everybody. And we're going to start off with for those that we have some new people on tonight. So we do a lot of mobility, get the spine woken up, get our head, our eyes, our chest, our hips awake and engaged. But today we're doing, so please have a roll of toilet paper or a water bottle, because we're going to work on proper between our legs use of the toilet paper, hosted by Coach Luke. And I'm not sure what we're doing with this toilet paper, but we're all gonna learn how to be. I think, as Jeff said, he's gonna be cleaner than he thought he was. So then we're gonna go into our typical Dragon Bata, really focused energy. These workouts are really toward what Dragon Boat power, focus, and strength is. So coordination, balance, and power. It's everything that's kind of essential in Dragon Boat. It's 20 seconds effort with 25 seconds of recovery. And then our cool down, we'll call it, is going to be focusing on posture and position for a more of a longer range workout. So it goes a plank. Everybody knows planks, and we'll talk about how to modify that if you are in a wheelchair or need to maintain being seated. Then we're going to work on slow range Russian twist with or without weight. So I know I just did a workout this morning. It was painful with our friends in the Philippines. And this workout makes it look very juvenile compared to what the Filipino team is doing. Then we're going to go to air and wall sits. Again, these are till failure or 1 minute in length. And then we're going to go over, obviously, all this fun stuff with range of motion and other fitness. So we'll go to that. But in the meantime, I want to share this little bit here. So it's a good old race that was outstanding. Can everybody see this? This is the finals of a 250. Yep.
No more.
Looks like Chris is frozen. Something's frozen.
Are you not seeing?
No.
You're not seeing video running?
No.
It's still stuck on the PowerPoint, Chris.
Why don't you move
Oh,
your
no.
Oh, no. So he's
It's
not
supposed to be sharing. Okay, well, it was better than the PowerPoint, darn it. So what I was trying to get everybody to see, but apparently Chrome is not liking video and PowerPoint at once. So it's a little stuck. But what I had put on the screen was semifinals of World Championships, just to kind of give an idea, because several of you have indicated they're trying to work towards some of those bigger races and outside of the club events, and really finding purpose and intention on everything we're doing on workouts. And I know I'm pretty confident that in the next handful of weeks, we'll be out in boats again. It's going to look way and feel way different, smaller groups, but when that does happen, we'll let you know. But it's going to be, the closer we are in our personal fitness, the more intention we could put on the workouts to come together. So that said, let's see. Chelsea, anything? Levi's going to lead the first stretch.
We're a little fussy right now.
Well, I'm fussy too, because I'm hungry. So, Luke, any words before we begin? Coach Luke.
No, again, just wanted to say from Arizona, we're happy to be here. I'm seeing a lot of new faces this call, so let's have a great workout. Okay, so today we're going to start off with some. We're going to keep things familiar for those who are getting used to the program. We've got a system to warm us up. I like to focus on a lot of kind of neuro rehab sort of warm up. So slow somatic work, focusing on how the spine is engaging and interacting. And then we go into all the fun stuff. We're going to get a little sweaty today and focus function. Luke and Gilbert will help in modifications as well, because each of them has some unique perception on different modifications for adaptive fitness. Whether you're in a wheelchair, you can't stand because of different balance or other issues. And so utilizing a ball like I'm sitting on to a chair, and again, your wheelchair. So there's ways to modify all these ranges of motion. If you want to take it harder, utilize weight. So a jug of milk, water, whatever, 1 gallon is roughly 8 pounds. So you can utilize everything we're going to be doing is slow motion, where you would be adding weight with the exception of the rope lunges. Those are something that's a little more dynamic in motion, where it's high speed. So for the moment, we are going to focus on our phaser gun. So what we're going to do is find good posture. You're sitting wherever you are in whatever device, whether it's a wheelchair or a chair or a physio ball, but this is going to be in sitting posture. We're looking at good posture, not the slouching that we all love to sit at and mope at these days as we look out at those snowy conditions, or those of you in Phoenix who are melting literally. So good posture, planted feet, hands out in front of you. Okay, you're getting your ray guns or your phaser guns, and we're gonna shoot some like ghosts and goblins. I'm teaching this to ghosts and goblins because of good old teacher Heather. She's used to little kids, so let's be playful. So we're gonna start with our phaser guns. You're gonna start looking to the right and take that phaser gun across slowly to the right until you feel like you have to force it, and stop there. And go ahead, fire a couple shots into the wall. Pew, pew. Now go back to center slowly. All these things are founded upon what a study of motion is called in Feldenkrais. It's all somatic motion. So your nerves are firing, not the muscles. Okay, now we're taking our phaser guns, looking to the left, taking it to the left, get it to where it feels like you don't quite force it, but it's limited, and then fire a couple more shots. Pew, pew! And back to the middle. Shake those shoulders out, whatever. You remember, nothing is going to be forced or hurt more. You want to focus on posture and range of motion that you currently have. And the goal is we increase it through this motion. Back to our phaser gun center. Okay, we're going back to the right, head to the right, and then follow with your phaser gun until you feel like you don't need to force it, but it's that limited range, and then fire. Pew, pew, a few more shots. And back to center. Okay, shoulder rolls while phaser gun. You never drop your phaser gun. Okay, now back to the left. Start with your head. Get your shoulders to follow. Notice what your nipples are doing and your belly button. Be aware of what your knees are doing. Fire a few more shots. Pew, pew. Slowly back to center. Okay, Gary Albrecht, you are a phaser shooting champion, I could tell. Okay, here we go. Back to the right. Lead with our head. Follow with the chest. Be aware of where your nipples, belly button, and hips are. And now, pew, pew, fire a few more shots. Okay, little shoulder wag and wave. Get it all loose. Good foot connection. Phaser gun starting with your eyes. Find your target. Phaser guns left. Left, left, left. Now fire another shot. Pew, pew. Slow to the center. Okay. Gonna get our spines all nice and loose. Shoulders, if mine are already tight from my workout this morning. So little battle. So I'm just gonna open this up real quick because I want to make sure everybody understands some of the goals here. And so did anybody make it? Did they track? Who made it? Raise your hand if you made it further, potentially each time, left or right. Anybody? Okay, good, good, good. So this is something to consider. If you did not feel progress in that, is because oftentimes you're moving too quickly. So your muscles are firing before the nerves are ready to move there, and other impingements on a side or not. But you want to focus on slow range of motion. It's a patient thing. When we're actually doing this in a clinic, Feldenkrais-based clinic, psychosomatic motion, these motions could take as long as 1 minute to 2 minutes per direction. But it's really slow letting things get moving. Okay. Let's see. So now we're going to start. I'm going to give this to, is our El Paso's finest boxer here? No, he is not. So Luke, if you could take us through jabs, increasing speed into uppercuts.
Absolutely. I would love to. All right, let me turn it down so everyone can see me. I just have to let everyone know, before any of this, I have never boxed or anything, but I've become a pro boxer from Drag Coding with Adaptive Ventures. So you too can become a certified pro boxer through Adaptive Ventures today. Email Chelsea about that. You're welcome. All right. So we're going to start off with jabs. We're going to reach with our left arm and try to get some rotation. Reach and then rotate, and then bring that left arm back in, and then reach out with that right arm and rotate and bring it back in And now we're going to do that consecutively for about 30 seconds. So start kind of slowly punching out. This is going to increase your heart rate a little bit. Work on that.
You can do this on one side as well. If it bothers your shoulder or something else, or you don't have the other arm to utilize, you can keep throwing those jabs, but you want to make sure it comes all the way in. Remember, if it hurts, don't do it.
Good. All right, we're going to speed it up a little bit. Good. Speed it a little bit. Good. Go as fast as you can. Good. Slow it down a little bit. Good. Slow it down a little bit. Really work on reaching out. Good. All right. Shake out those shoulders. All right. Now we've got some uppercuts next. So we're going to bring that left arm across, kind of diagonally upward toward our body, and bring it back down. And then our right arm diagonally up across our body. Start with that range of motion as you can. Good. Now when you're ready, we're going to increase a little. Good. And a little faster.
And you can keep doing this one side if it bothers the left or right. You can use one side.
Good. Now go as fast as you can for 10 seconds. Go. Three, 2, 1. Slow it down. Slow it down. Good. Relax. Shake it out. All right. We're going to learn a new one. A new one tonight. So we've punched forward. We've punched up and across. Now what we're going to do is we're going to twist, act like somebody is standing on the side, and you have to reach all the way across. Punch, punch. So now it's kind of a combination. So you're punching kind of across that body, off to the side. So kind of figure out the range of motion. If you have rods or rotations a little difficult, best you can, just reach across your body.
It's a Chuck Norris punch.
Good. Now go as fast as you can. 10 seconds. Ready. Go. Three, 2, 1. Slow it down a little bit. Good. Slow it down a little bit. Good. Really try to reach. Good. Check out those arms. Nice job. Thanks for punching with Luke again.
So again, everybody remember, the goal of this is do what you can, utilize the range of motion. The goal is not to get range of motion that you don't have. The goal is to loosen up things, get the cardio fitness, and all those different things. If you have one leg, one arm, one toe, the goal is modifying that range to where you know is limiting on the edge of, but also increasing. We want to challenge. If you have the ability to do this on one leg, we want you to do that on one leg. If you're doing it with one arm, try to figure out what we can do there. On this morning's workout with the Philippine team, I had 2 post-polio survivors and 2 double amputees work me into the ground this morning. So everything's possible, but how do you modify it so that everybody gets their heart rate up is the goal, engage range of motion, and make sure you don't impinge something if it already hurts. So there's that fine line. So again, being aware of all of those things.
Hey, Chris, I just want to jump in because I didn't get to do a message at the beginning, but for those that haven't joined us before, if there's a modification that you need, just either kind of wave at us or you can type it in the chat. That way I can flag Chris and let him know that you're seeking a modification. We know that there's a lot of people with a lot of different things going on. So just kind of a reminder to let us know if you need a modification.
Perfect. So, and again, modifications. I'm going to go through what we do. If we are in a wheelchair or seated, the motion is the same. It's jumping jacks. The goal is full range. I want you to bounce, explode, and then come up, down, kind of shrinking, come back up. Everything's out of explosion here. Dragon boat is not a static kind of lazy motion. It's explosive. So everything we do here, for those of you in the military, I know you did a couple jumping jacks back in the day. They're the best cardio warm up out there, and it adds coordination balance. So again, you compress and you explode up. Compress, explode up. So if you are doing it non-modified, you want to come all the way out. Your legs should come as wide as your shoulders, if not a little wider, and then come all the way in. Everything is really, really dynamic. So you've got your seated modifications or in a wheelchair, and then you've got your non-modification. This morning I had a guy in the Philippines, and he was doing it with 25-pound dumbbells in his hands, and he was one-legged. So I don't know if anybody's tried to do this, hopping with 25 pounds in each arm, but it goes beast mode. So if you want to be crazy, go at it. I think that's Jay, that's your challenge of the day. He was actually, Coach A is a retired military Philippines. So have at it. So the next thing is push up and marching hands. I'm going to challenge it to be a little bit different this time for those of you. So I'll face the camera so you can see. The goal is, so if you need to modify for posture and you don't have the strength to do normal push-ups, you can do it kneeling. You could be in standard push-up mode or seated against a wall to where it's further away and you let it come all the way into the wall. You want that full tricep 90 degrees extension on that press. But again, you can do that seated in a chair or from a wheelchair. If you're in a wheelchair, please lock your brakes because when you lean against the wall, the wheelchair goes and you kind of smear down the wall, which is an option. If that's the case, Chelsea will highlight you so that we can make sure what not to do. But everything we're looking for is form and posture. When we get tired, we get lazy. And when we get lazy, we fall apart technically in a dragon boat. Those dragon boaters out there, you know what it's like to fall apart when you get tired. Start splashing water, all these different things happen. So technique breaks down. The goal is we engage technique wholesome. So marching hands, I'm gonna do it from here. The idea is that you can see one shoulder blade coming all the way up. It's not bending an elbow and letting one go. It's letting that shoulder blade come across into a full push-up. Again, if you need to modify it, modify it. If you are against the wall, and I'm doing all these demos and then we're gonna be moving fast, let's pretend this is a wheelchair or another chair. I'm going to get it as far away as possible against the wall so I have to fall into it, and then I'm going to explode out. Okay, we don't want it bouncy, but we want it engaged and explosive. You could also do the hand march against the wall. It's rotating the spine, drop into a exploding push-up. If you're doing it, you'll see it's pretty difficult. I have seen, this is again advanced. I hope I don't break something. but you could do the same thing on this onto a ball and explode up. There's a lot of balance, there's a lot of weirdness, but the more difficult they are, the better they are if it's not breaking form. The next thing is the Russian twist or crunch. So the standard is, I wish I had a wheelchair here to demonstrate, but you can kind of make sure you can put your legs against a wall in the wheelchair. I've seen it done this way, where you have your legs and back and you're reclined and you're focusing on really good rotation, getting those hands and shoulders across, coming across, coming across, coming across. So the idea is utilize the abs that you can if you are limited in your ab range, but always keeping posture. Remember, we don't want to collapse even if we don't have the musculature there. So you can put pads behind you. There's a lot of options. But again, it's a full rotation. You're trying to get those nipples pointing all the way right, all the way left. If you're not modifying and you're just on survival, it's get those shoulder blades off the ground, and then you're rotating, 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 rotating. And again, these are fast. They're really dynamic motions. The next advanced is bicycle and doing it, which engages all. And then if you really hate yourself, you'll get heavy weights and then do the same thing, but it would be really fast. I am not doing that after this morning. Okay, raise your hand if you have any questions. I just want to make sure we engage this because we have a few new people. Raise your hands. Anybody have questions?
I think we're good, Chris.
Okay. It's just hard from afar. Okay, the last one that's a little different, and it's super easy. Modifying it is pretty simple. So this is battle ropes. A lot of military people, CrossFit people, they utilize battle ropes. Seated, you want, again, really good firm plant with feet, squared off knees, shoulder width, whether you're in a wheelchair or in a standard seat or kitchen chair, or on the edge of a couch. You want to be a little more aggressively stanced. And then that's whipping. You have two imaginary ropes and you're whipping them. And it's fast. You don't want flappy arms. They're not flappy. It's not a dog's ear out the window. It's engage, stiffer, and really control it. And then from the side, it's engaged and whipping. If you are not modified for seated in any way, you want to be shoulder width with your feet underneath, a little wider than your hips, but as shoulder width. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a dump in the seat to engage my quads. And then I'm moving fast, whipping. And then if you really like to go after pain, put a little weight goes a long way. You got to be careful with heavy weight because I've seen people toss them accidentally because they lose grip. So if you do, I hope it's not a nice TV. So same thing. Little weight goes a long way. So any questions on that? Those are battle ropes. And then we have air squats. So you can do it with weight or without weight. So unmodified with weight is just important. You get good solid plant. And then with weight, the advance is as you sit back, your front goes the counterbalance. Your knee just doesn't go over your foot, and then back together. And then full speed, it's this. You want to stick your booty out for everybody to see. It keeps
Chris,
the back healthy. Yes.
I see Gary. Hi, Gary.
Gary.
I'll unmute him. Hold on one second. Oh, maybe I can't. There we go.
Hi,
Welcome, Gary.
I've been here the whole time. I just been listening.
He was asking in the chat, how would he do that one?
So this one is a weird modification. So one of the ways for you, Gary, this is going to be the equivalent of a squat. It's the eccentric concentric contraction. So the goal is as you're, so start with your hands up or hand up, and then at the same time, you're going to do a chop. So you're taking.
I was talking about the rope one.
So that is just one arm and just, so I'll go sideways. Again, pretend I'm in a wheelchair or on a couch. I'm anchored and braced. So let me do it with one leg up. So there's a lot of balance that goes onto your tuchus or your buttocks. So being aware of that. And then with that arm, you don't want it to flop. It's a really good rigid motion, and you'll feel it from your pecs down to the lowest part of your abs and maybe even pelvis.
Okay.
Okay, that's I've actually, when we were at Walter Reed years ago, there were a lot of guys, because battle ropes are kind of the thing there. And there's a lot of double amputees and such that utilize that method because this is a really good dynamic stabilizer for your core, because the body wants to move like a noodle, but you have to stabilize it. Does that make sense, brother?
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, everything's high speed here. So it hits the system differently than slow engaged motion. Air squats for you, Gary, as well, is going to be the lateral chop. So knee bent sitting, and then arm. It's kind of like vertical crunches. Okay, does that work?
That'll work.
Call it
I'll try that.
We'll do it we'll call it the crocodile. Or the place kicker. I'm going to turn it over actually to Gilbert and Luke. Any modifications that you want to throw out as well, because we all have different ways?
Gary can also just do like a knee to chest drive.
Yep.
So distance, instead of, if the chop is repetitive, you can just do a knee to chest or hold it, Gary, and then bring it back down. So you're also using your core. That's another way to modify it.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So again, there are no rules, but the goal is engaged concept torso. There's eccentric and concentric contractions that we're working on engaging both sides of. And this is very dynamic. And then after those 5 workouts, each of those will be 3 sets of 20 seconds apiece with 25 seconds of recovery between. Super, it's almost lactic threshold. It's really fast, you're tired, you're breathing heavy. That's the goal. If everybody remembers 250 meters in a dragon boat, you have a hard time breathing, feel a little nauseous. That is lactate threshold versus more endurance as you do the 500. So these are the things we're shooting after. Then we're going to go into isometric contractions. I'm going to let our fitness people, because I hate being the only voice, but I want Gilbert to give me a piece about your favorite part about isometric contractions. NSCA 101.
I think it's intense. It's what Chris was saying. It's painful. So example 1 version could be a plank. So you're holding it, or a bicep curl, and you're contracting that muscle. That's the biggest focus. So you want to make sure that muscle, when you're working it, you're going to slowly hold it and it's resisting against 2 muscles. Isometric is really hard, but it's also fun. And Chris is going to make us suffer today.
Oh, no, this isn't suffering. We're just flirting with our friend Suffer. So a lot of isometric, if people don't have weight, again, you can use 8 pounds. 8 pounds goes way further. That's a gallon of water. That's a really heavy water bottle filled like the insulated ones. You can utilize anything. 8 pounds is a great start. or I can just use resistance. So I can brace an arm into my ribs, and then I can say I'm resisting with one arm, pushing with the other, and that bicep curl, it's 20 seconds with maximum resistance till you get to the max, then hold it for a few seconds, and then resist it with the other arm back down. So it's 20 up, 20 down, and roughly 10 seconds holding. Gives you about an isometric, I love isometric motions at 1 minute or greater. So different from what we're dealing with on the Tabata side, which is explosive and fast. This is really concentrated to a certain muscle group. Luke, anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah. So, oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, so to piggyback on Gilbert a little bit, to kind of give you guys maybe a practical or a kind of an analogy, if you will. So if you guys know gymnastics or the UFC or even boxers, a lot of what they do is purely isometric. So if you kind of have an idea of what an isometric contraction feels like with your core or something like that, sometimes if you act like someone's going to punch you in the gut or something, not that you want that, but that kind of immediate, like, that tightening of your core a little bit, that's kind of what an isometric contraction is. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Another modification that we sometimes do down here a little bit, you can grab a physio ball here, but you can grab a pillow. You can just put your hands on your knees if you like, and you press into that ball and you try to pop that ball, or you'll have, I don't know, I have the weirdest things. I have a hard hat in my room. Don't ask me why, but I have a hard hat. You can put your hands on top of the hard hat or something like that and press into that, and that's going to engage that quad. And the important thing with all isometric contractions is to breathe through them. Breathe through them. Don't get a huge red face like I get a lot of times. Make sure you breathe.
Awesome. Again, what we're doing, dynamic Dragon Bata versus this isometric that we'll move into, it's because you do go until failure often, or if you can't reach 1 minute, you give it your best. But a lot of people start shaking and they hold their breath. And you want to make sure you're breathing in the nose, out the mouth, not hyperventilating, and it's not Kegel breathing. So we're not birthing class today. We are really focusing on good, smooth in, good, smooth out. Kind of 1 second in, 1 second out, because it's a little too long to go slower breath. So, okay, that said, so we've got the plank. All of our favorites, I know. And again, when I do planks, I don't want to do this, and I don't want saggy butt. So I want a good bridge, like somebody can walk on it. So that's unmodified. Modified, knees down, and sometimes people put their feet up. But again, you don't want an arched back. You want it nice and bridge solid. So somebody is transporting, and you're just going to hold. Modified from a wheelchair, same thing, wheelchair or regular chair. You could even go to a lower thing in front of you, whatever is comfortable, but you can get down. And the goal is you take all the weight away from your legs, and so you get good posture and you hold it. You can also go, if you're in that mode, into a push-up and then let your elbows go to 90 degrees. That's another modified way to get a plank. You can also do it leaning against a wheelchair and a wall. You could easily do that. And again, the other modification, if you need to feel it more in your tricep, bend to 90 degrees with hands down. Those are for 1 minute each with a 1 minute recovery. So now modified, you can be in a wheelchair or a regular chair, leaning, if you're in a regular chair and able to scooch to the front of that chair a little bit and lean back, but not let your shoulder blades hit. And you can go into a V-sit. If you can't lift a leg, then you maintain this V-sit. And then again, arm or arms out in front, and you're going slow. Not modified, it should look like this. And I'm just doing it slow. And again, for a minute. So you'll see your cells start to shake. That's a good thing. You're hitting your max contraction. And then lastly, is what everybody loves, is the air sit or a wall sit, so you can go against the wall. And I know we've all done this. Those of you who are naughty in elementary school and gym class, you had to sit against the wall, which is most of you, and you just sit there. And you just sit and you think about what your naughty actions were. If you really want to chase the pain cave, get a weight, hold it 1 minute while you're in the wall sit. More balance and coordination is, again, not modified, good posture. Actually, I'll face the camera, just really good posture. And then I'm gonna go back into a squat and I'm just gonna hold this here. Nothing, whoa. It's a little hard because you want to step on your heels, and we're not alpaca. We're not good at walking on our hooves. So you want to just hold that, everything there. If you really hate yourself, you hold weight and you just hold it. Could be 8 pounds, 2 pounds, if you feel those other motions aren't difficult enough. I'm taking the easy route today. I'm only doing body weight. Any questions? And then we're going to go right at this and we're going to go hard. Any questions? Okay, we have the magic clock right here. This tells us whether we are working hard enough or not. So you can see 2 minutes, okay, or I'm sorry, 20 seconds. It's going to go from that right into 25 seconds of rest. I will do my best to count us through this. It's hard to do the workout and pay attention to time because I want it to stop faster than probably you do. Okay, so are we ready, boys and girls? Okay, you rays of sunshine, we're gonna start with jumping jacks. Ready? And go. Again, these are speedy, speedy. Yes, Luke, you're looking great. 5 seconds. And rest. Woo! Okay. If it helps to make sounds afterwards, it's okay. Swearing for some, make sure you're on mute. Whatever works. But everybody should feel their heart rate way up. 5 seconds, we go again. 3, 2, 1, and go. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe. Not just hyperventilate. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whoo! Y'all are looking good.
I can't do that though, Chris. I mean, how would I get my heart rate
one
up?
One arm, fast. I guarantee your heart rate's gonna come up.
It will.
And again.
And Gary, add a toe tap too.
What do you mean?
Just tap with your foot.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. We want that. We're here to make sure we can modify. Whew. Okay, ready? 20 seconds. Go. Let that arm come all the way down, Gary. All the way up and down. But bounce. Get that bounce going. It's almost like a club jive. Because I know you got that club jive going. I'm trying to watch everybody too. You can stop.
Halfway there. Blood pumping fitness bought a BAN for 10 seconds.
Okay, next is going to push-ups and marching hands. Oh, criminy, these are my least favorite today. So remember, Gary, yours are going to be push-ups against the wall at high-end angles. So getting that tricep engaged and push up. Okay, and go. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. The goal is shoulder blade, tricep, bicep, delts, and pecs, minor and major. Whew. 5 seconds. We're going to do this dance again, boys and girls. And go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh. Can I dial my mommy? Whew, these hurt. Okay. 5 seconds, ready to go. Last set of push-ups, and then twist. Ready? Go. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Woo. Okay, now we're going to the Russian twist. In whatever way you want to modify, seated, wheelchair, or just unmodified, or bicycles. 5 cents. And go. We don't want to crunch our head in. Keep that chin pointing straight up. Shoulder blades off the ground if you're not modifying. And relax. Huh.
So I mean, how would I do that, man? I know it sounds like stupid questions, but
not at all, Gary. I'm not going to do this next set, so I'm going to demonstrate for you. 5 seconds. Everybody's going. So can you scooch to the edge of your wheelchair, Gary? Are you in a wheelchair, a chair, or a couch?
Yeah, I'm in my wheelchair.
Okay, get your butt right to the edge. And maybe get your leg onto a foot of the wall. And you're going to lean back as far as you can without engaging the back of the chair. And you should feel your abs engage.
Yeah.
Then you're going to open up the arm and you're going to close it. So it's open and close. But your leg is going to be jammed onto the floorboard potentially. It's going to get your quad engaged. And it's going to do the windshield wiper.
Okay.
And it's fast. Okay, so sorry, everybody. I want to make sure that you don't need to apologize, buddy.
For 25 seconds.
Okay.
Pumping fitness bot of EAM for 20 seconds. Timer pause.
Okay, so now we just have air squats. No, I'm sorry. We have the rope. We have the battle ropes. Or wait, how many reps did we do? Help me, I got distracted and my blonde hair and my ADHD get me.
You interrupted our last rep.
That was, okay. So, or we've done 2. Okay, Gilbert says 2, Heather says 2.
We have
Okay,
one
so
more.
we have one more rep of twists. Okay, boys and girls, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, get those twists in, baby. Four, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, now we're going to the ropes. Battle ropes, boys and girls. So Gary, again, you're engaging. Everything's in front. and you should feel crunch, expand, crunch, expand. Five seconds and it's go time. I'm gonna try hating myself. Ready, go. Oh, too heavy. Good posture, good posture. Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff, come on. Straight arms, straight arms. And relax. Yeah, Bev Davis, I'm watching you. Bob Nelson. Okay, Gary Albrecht, he's getting the tight suit next. He's gonna be our Richard Simmons.
I was gonna say Moon Dancers killing it.
Yeah. Penny, ready? And wag ropes, go. Straight arms, engaged. Straight arms, engaged. Four, three, two, and relax. Christina Kripe. Oh, criminy Kripe. I owe you a call. Okay. Kuna, how we doing, buddy? Ready? And go. Engage it, straight arms. Breathe it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Okay, now air squats. Everybody loves those. Gary, remember, this is the hungry alligator. Or hungry hippo, we can throw marbles at him. Okay, 5 seconds. And go. Let those booties out if you're doing this unmodified. 90 degrees at the knee if you can. Five, 4, 3, 2, and done. Oh. The best part about this, every pushes to their best, and it hurts all the same at the end for everybody, but it hurts good. 5, ready to go, and go. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Was that 2 or 3? 2. One more set. Okay, here we go. 5. Ready, and go. Come on, boys and girls. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh, how we doing? We get a little bit longer break, and we're going into longer contractions. We're going to start with a plank, modified or unmodified. And then we do crunches, very slow. And then the air wall sit or L with the leg arm. If you got water, drink it. Throw it on your face, down your pants, whatever cools you down. Okay. Y'all look good. A little hurt in your individual pain caves. I'm not allowed in the house. So I live in my garage, it seems like, in all my office time, and then all my sweaty days out here. So, okay, so are we ready? We're going to planks, modified or not. And if you, is there anybody that wants a more advanced version of the plank? Is there anybody out there that's craving more? Who really doesn't like themselves? Anyone? I think Jim Hungerford just volunteered. That's good. We're going to sweat off his goatee today. So we're going to go to 1 minute. Just for those who want to try to work on something at some point, you could do the crunch, and I could bring a knee in, touch it with my hand. It's opposite leg, opposite knee, really slow. That's one way to take it up a notch. That's Gilbert's favorite. Are we ready? Again, this is holding your legs straight out in a V sit or an L. If you're not able to do a standard plank, it's engaging a lot of the same muscles with the exception of the shoulder blade.
Isometric X1 o'clock for 6 minutes.
Okay, ready? And plank. Go to the plank. I'm taking the standard plank route today. Those folks in the Philippines beat me up today. Just if you're doing not modified or modified, you're focusing on posture. This will help with back pain because it engages the deep psoas muscles, which are the front side of the spine that connect to the piriformis, which come around the back into your hip flexor. Those two muscles, they break down, your back goes. So these are really good engagers. And you could do straight leg kicks too if you want to engage your glutes. Okay, relax. Okay, I'm sweating like a stuck pig here. So now we're going to go to the slow Russian twist. Gilbert's kissing up to the teacher. He's getting extra plank time. Apple a day doesn't work here, right, Heather?
So I'm confused on how I would do that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Chris.
No. We want you to ask. As far as the plank,
Yeah.
Gilbert, you want to tone into ways that you'd like to see Gary challenge a plank option?
Because I can't get on the floor like that, you know?
Yeah.
Gary, you could possibly do like kind of like the wall hold with one hand to adjust your range of motion. If not, you can do anything like that drives your leg up, hold it, and then do a slow. So anything that you think you can modify for your core. So
Okay,
just
I know some of the questions are stupid, man, but
No, they're not stupid.
No, they're not, Gary.
These are, I mean, I was watching the Filipino guys today because they are a bunch of amputees primarily and post-polio. There was one guy doing full-on planks like that, but they were leaning against the couch to help balance them. And I know you have a harder time, and we could figure out like having a foam block to help you get back up. But there's ways to engage and lean, to modify it against the wall to where you're engaging your tricep and delts, to be able, so you're leaning against the wall with one arm and you go to 90 degrees and hold it. And then that's doing the same sort of thing. You're getting mobilizing. It's just not as much in the core, but then you can hold your leg up too. There's all kinds of different things you can modify. And that's something we can do one-on-one. That's the beauty of this stuff, is we can go online and we can help you. Like, okay, here's the range of motion. Let's identify what works.
Gary, you could also do for core like a modified V-up. So you could raise your leg and hold it and your arm, and then you can just add slow, so that's engaging your core. That's another way you could do it too.
Yeah, because I try to do sit-ups and I can't do sit-ups, man.
Yeah. So that's one way. So even if like with your leg, you can assist it. If not, you can just raise it and you're doing, it's a modified V because they usually do it on the floor and it'll engage your core.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
Okay.
You're up here, Chris.
No need to apologize. We all need to figure out these things. These aren't things that all of us do, so we got to figure out how each of us does it. And it just, time is valuable, and learning and not wasting it on yourself, but making sure you're doing things right or asking questions is the only way we engage that. So this is good. So now, this is V-sit. So Gary, you could lean back in your wheelchair, engage a toe onto the floorboard or anybody else if you're in your chair or wheelchair, and then you come back to leaning against the back of the chair or the wheelchair, and then pull up just a little bit so you're just kind of balancing on your sit bones or your glutes. Okay, ready and go. So you just kind of hold it there. Some people do it as a full V-sit. That's the advanced option. So arms forward, legs forward, and you're just on your sit bones only. Very small portion of ground touching. You should feel your abs at about 2 seconds, and then you start shaking like a windy, leafy day. And it's not easy, but it's not supposed to be. I've done too many crunches today, now I can't do it anymore. Three, two, one, and done. Okay, so now the wall sits, boys and girls. One more last minute, and then everything goes easy. Okay. You can do a wall sit, or you're doing a leg straight out and just holding it, or the air sit. So is everybody ready? A minute of air sitting. Ready and go. Just kind of sit there like you're sitting on the toilet. There's nothing there. You're reading a good comic book. You're holding it out, way out in front of you because we're old and we can't see things up close. Luke and Gilbert, I know you have no idea what I'm talking about because you're 12. Good posture. If you're doing this unmodified, you should feel those quads burning, the legs burning. "15 seconds. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Okay. We're going to do something nice and relaxing now. We're going to work on breathing. Luke is going to take us through one breathing drill to get us disengaged and less schwitzy and calm.
All right. So we're going to work on some breathing, some stretches, kind of relax us after that workout. Today, so last week we worked on a bunch of different poses. Today we're going to do one round of this, okay? You guys can kind of show a thumbs up if you want, or just kind of nod your head if you'd like. Who has heard of Wim Hof? W-I-M-H-O-F. He's kind of a popular guy, Wim Hof. So he does kind of a breathing technique. We won't do the whole thing today. Some say it may be a little Boulder, Colorado for those in Colorado. So air quotes go there. But sometimes there's some science behind it, and they haven't totally disproved it. So there's something to go there. But basically, who doesn't need more oxygen, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take 30 breaths in. And these are kind of fast breaths. So they're going to be through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, so you kind of get that. We're going to do 30 of those. I'll kind of show with my hands on the screen here. And after 30, you're going to breathe out. And then all you're going to do is close your mouth. Okay, we're going to hold that breath for 30 seconds. If you need to breathe before 30 seconds, please do. Please don't pass out on my Zoom call, okay? Please breathe, all right? For those who can make it to 3 seconds, great. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a big, deep breath in, and we're going to hold that for 15 seconds, and then we're done. If you have no idea what I just said, all you got to do is listen and watch the screen, all right? So here we go. Kind of in that rhythm, into the nose. Here we go. Ten more. Five more. Last one, take it in, breathe out, close that mouth, hold that breath, 30 seconds. If you need to breathe before then, you can. Good. You're about halfway there. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big deep breath in. Hold that breath 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kind of shake it all out. All right. Hope you feel a little bit more relaxed. Again, that's just a little sample if you want to look up Wim Hof and who he is and what he does. And that's just a little breathing technique of what he does.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Luke. Okay, now we're going to the El Paso Tiger, the fighting champ of South Texas, to take our trunk and our shoulders on a good stretch.
Nice. So first we're going to start with the trunk. So you're going to reach up high, put your hands up high, arms up. Then you're going to lean to the right. Good stretch based on your range of motion. Then you're going to go left. Make sure to breathe. We're going to do it 2 more times. To the left, then to the right, and last one to the left. The next one, based on your range of motion, just turn to the right, putting your hand down on a chair or your wheelchair, and slowly rotating that trunk to the left. This make sure it's slow. You don't want to get hurt. Again, to the right, make sure to breathe. One last time, and then shoulders, we're gonna do shoulder rolls to the back. Nice and slow. Shoulders are really important in Dragon Boat. We use them a lot, and then today's workout, a lot of Tabata, we're doing upper body. Then we're gonna go forward. Make sure those shoulder blades touch. And the next one, we're gonna go from Luke. If you have a band, a towel, you're gonna start with the left. If not, you can just do it without it. You're gonna get that full range of motion, rotating it.
I use a dowel rod. If anybody wants, you can use anything.
You don't even have to have something. You can just rotate it without a band. Just the band adds resistance. We're gonna do it 5 times on each side. Make sure that whole shoulder rotates. One more time.
I can't do that.
Yeah, so for you, Gary, go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead.
So for you, Gary, if you don't have a band or anything, just a regular
I
shoulder
got
roll.
a band that just stoned. I mean, I can only do one side, you know.
Yeah. So you don't have to do it without a band. You just want to get that range of motion.
So just move my arm.
Yeah. So slowly, and you're gonna feel your whole range of motion for your shoulder.
Okay.
So you just do it slow, yeah. And then I'll work with you, Gary, to see what we could do so you can start incorporating these. Because you can even tie it to something, Gary, that's in front of you, and then you'll get that range of motion. All right, we'll do one more.
You can even put it against your back foot, Gary, and then you just straighten the foot to pull that band.
Yeah, and then this is the last one that Luke's shown us. So now you're gonna just hold it, within shoulder width, and then you're just gonna fully rotate. And this is all based on your shoulder. Please don't get hurt. And you could do this without, like for you, Gary, too, you just stay with just that one. You can go forward. We'll do it one more time.
So Gary, keep your palm facing forward the whole time while you go the range of motion to where it's then pointing up to the sky.
And back to you, Chris. Yeah, and I'll send you some more stuff, Gary.